Alrighty, so the New Kingdom. Once again, these are circa dates. This is an estimate for around. So the New Kingdom begins after we have Prince Amos going and kicking the Hyksos out. Remember, they kicked the Hyksos out because the Hyksos had better weapons, but they learned how to use those chariots. They learned how to use all of those things to fight them back. And the New Kingdom is going to be where Egypt actually is the height of its empire. We're going to see on this map over here, Egypt is going to have a huge amount of territory surrounding the Nile River, but they're also going to go out of it into the Sinai Peninsula and go up through present-day Israel. And I'm not presenting, am I? Oh my goodness gracious! I blame Jason. Ugh, how embarrassing! How embarrassing, man! Oh man. So yeah, as you can now see on your map, I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. We have them going, controlling what present-day Israel and Palestine is, going up to even southern Turkey. I mean, it's pretty huge. And we have Kush under Egyptian control. We see also this area called Punt, which they're going to do a lot of trade with, is also going to be not in Egyptian territory, but they're basically going to rule over them. And because they have so much more land, more resources are going to Egypt. And because of that, Egypt is going to trade even more. There's going to be more trade, more wealth, more prosperity, more buildings, and awesome stuff like that. So one of the things, because they have so much trade, so much more wealth, they're going to have a lot more buildings. Amenhotep III is going to build a ton of monuments, a ton of things. But here's what's crazy. He's going to have a son named Akhenaten. And Akhenaten is actually going to try to make Egypt monotheistic. He says we should all be worshiping the god Aten, the sun god. Now, you've probably never heard of Akhenaten, and some of you are like, Aten, I thought Ra was the sun god. You have to remember, Egyptian mythology, it's constantly like changing, and gods are taking new roles, and gods are getting combined with other gods. Anyways, you've all heard of Akhenaten's son, Tukhenaten, who becomes Tutankhamun when he makes Egypt polytheistic again. And if you're like Tutankhamun, yeah, King Tut, that's this guy. He's going to wind up going, and everyone is going to hate Akhenaten. Think about it. The priests, their whole jobs are all gone because he says, nope, those gods that those priests are worshiping aren't real. So when King Tut is just a little boy after his dad dies, probably because he was murdered by the priests, they convince him saying, oh, everybody will like you so much more if you just bring it back to the old ways. So that's what King Tut does. Another thing that's important to know is during the New Kingdom, they use the Valley of Kings and the Valley of Queens for burials, because remember, those pyramids were giant rob me signs. You know, Alexander goes and sees that pyramid. He knows it's filled with treasure. And here's the thing, though. Even though they went to the Valley of the Kings, the looting was still a terrible problem. Because here's the problem. The government workers that were helping design the tombs, so like Riley is like the head architect, yeah, after they're done building Danny's tomb, because we embalmed him during the song, Cortez like, I'll pay you $100 if you go like show me where the tomb is. And Riley's like, okay. And then Cortez and Kirthana and Jason go and rob, King Daniel's tomb. And the New Kingdom will end because of invasions as well. Now, this is going to come from a group of people called the Sea Peoples, which aren't one particular group. It is actually going to be a whole bunch of groups that they weren't sure. We think they came from the Mediterranean Sea. So places like Crete, places like, oh gosh, my brain just went blank, Cyprus, other Mediterranean islands. But we also know that people from the Levant, which would be Canaan or Israel, Palestine, also came in and invaded as well. Then after that, we're going to have groups like the Libyans coming over and attacking, and Egypt is not ruled by Egyptians for a long, long time. So that's our New Kingdom notes for today. I'm going to stop recording, and I am going to